Welcome to the Philantrepreneur Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd, designed to offer tips, strategies, and insights to empower nonprofits and entrepreneurs with sustainable win-win solutions. The Philantrepreneur Show is sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, building capacity through education and professional services.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Philantrepreneur Show. This is Heidi Anderson, founder of Credit Cares and president of Electronic Commerce International, and my delightful co-host, Dr. Victoria Boyd, president of the Galaxy Group and editor of the Philantrepreneur Journal. We are thrilled to bring you the Philantrepreneur Show, which airs every first and third Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Well, here we are. It's the first Wednesday of February already, and what have we done? How have we taken our visions, to do great work in this world and effectively communicate it to the world in a way where people will take action and help make it happen? Marketing is imperative, and we are blessed today to have on our show a woman who has a heart to make a difference and the marketing expertise to make it happen. Victoria, I know you incorporate marketing strategies into what you teach in the Philantrepreneur Institute for nonprofits and entrepreneurs. What is the term I've been hearing, SROI?
Hi, Heidi. So great to be on another show. It's these Wednesdays keep rolling around pretty fast, Mondays and Wednesdays. But I know I've been working so hard, but just to give you a little background to answer that question, one of my jobs in the nonprofit sector some time ago was to secure corporate sponsors. And at that time, from the corporate viewpoint, it was called cause marketing. And nonprofits looked at it as event or program funding. Basically, there was no reciprocity. They didn't look at benefits for each other. Nonprofits needed the money. Corporations needed some exposure, and so they handled it like that. However, about 5 years ago, a shift started to occur, which stimulated several factors, which I won't get into here because they would go on forever. But the bottom line was corporations wanted and needed a higher return on their invested sponsorship dollars and more control over the message so that it really was a mutually beneficial relationship. So they started to redesign their marketing strategies, which previously were just product consumer driven, to send the message that they are a great company because they believed in and supported, whatever cause, X, Y, and Z cause. It became known as meaningful marketing. And this was the catalyst that astute entrepreneurs recognize as a valuable business tool. And now the whole social enterprise structure, as has come to be known, is spreading across the country in the U.S. and Canada. But countries are creating legal statutes now to support the framework. Some of them are called benefit corporations, L3Cs, and things like that. So in this new business format, there are still shareholders known as impact investors, and they want to see profits and measurable impact from the companies that they support. So voila, social return on investment. They're looking at those measurable things that they can say were success, the SROI. It's now a measurement tool. What's more important with this framework, it began showing evidence, and it's highly impacted, that it has impacted the profits as well. This was a cut and dry definition because the reach it really goes way beyond that, and it's a whole entrepreneurial and social enterprise movement that is going on right now. But marketing has become a real key impact, and it needs to promote personal passion to enter the workplace. I guess that was a long trip to answer your question, but that is why I love this show. I have the opportunity to share and educate our listeners. I can just talk on and on. Another reason why our guest today is so important, because of her marketing interests and expertise.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Both Victoria and I met Diane at a Passion, Purpose, and Profits event put on, it's been over 2 years now, by our mutual friend, Laura Gisborne. And I was immediately impressed by Diane's strength of character and just her marketing expertise. And I found out later about her passion for creating a better world for the lesbian, gay, transgendered, and other at-risk youth. And I'm so excited to have her on the show to hear about her marketing expertise and how we can all learn her 5 keys to business success, not only for our businesses, but to better serve our visions. And so without further ado, Diane, please tell us about your background and how you came to be such a marketing expert.
Wow, we're going to take up the rest of the show?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of things here at Complete Marketing Systems, and really the answer to your question is that, I come from that school of, get your hands dirty and get in and try things and do things. I've probably invested more money in my education of direct response marketing than most people attending events and seminars and buying courses. And actually, one of the things a lot of people don't know about me is I spent a year working for free, that's no pay, when I was in my 30s, for a direct response marketing expert, a guy who did a lot of direct mail and did a lot of event planning. And so I credit that year. By the way, I was I left the house, the dogs, the relationship, everything, and rented a 1-bedroom furnished apartment for a year, sight unseen. So I sort of took a leap, and it's all turned out for the better. But it's really been getting in there and doing things and a lot of education and training and that sort of thing that sort of led me to where I am today. So.
Well, that's great story. Wow.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what are the 5 keys to business success? I've heard you talk about this. You mentioned it at the seminar with Laura. Give us an overview of what these keys to business success are.
Yeah, I love acronyms, and so I come up with an acronym for as many things as I can. So the 5 keys for me are what I call plans. And so that stands for, I'll go through it and then I'll kind of go back and talk briefly about each one if you'd like. The 5 keys are P is for plan and prepare, L is for leverage, A is for action, N is for next and now, and S is for strategy and systems. And so if you look at any business, whether you're talking about a profit business or a nonprofit business, foundations, those kinds of things, if you look at the business as a whole, when you put those 5 things in place, that's the foundation for any kind of business that you're going to start, any kind of business that you're going to run, and any kind of business that you want to be successful.
I'm glad you threw nonprofits in there because many times they don't realize that they are a business and they need to function as a business. It's a message that I keep putting out there. Some are getting it, and some are still working on other planets.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of nonprofits, Diane, what inspired you to create the Diane Conklin Foundation, and how does that relate to your business?
Well, it's an interesting thing, right? As we go through life and as we get a little older, things that are important to us become more important to us. And so, there's been a lot of talk in the last, several years about the whole idea behind, kids getting bullied. And having been somebody I've never been bullied. I didn't grow up in that situation. But, it really touched my heart, especially from the perspective of, as somebody who grew up gay and in a rural area and trying to figure all that out, it struck me that so many of our LGBT, which for those of you listening who don't know what that means, that stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered. For the youth who are questioning, there's usually a Q on the end of that as well, but for so many young people who are questioning what's happening in the world and in their sexuality, and as they go through, their high school and college years, as I began to research the bullying thing, what I found out was so many of our youth end up homeless, and it really, really was amazing to me when you understand that there's approximately 2 million LGBT homeless youth in our country at any given time during the year, and 62% of them not attempt but commit suicide. That breaks down to about 1 child every 75 seconds. So,
wow.
Yeah, in my estimation, there's an epidemic in our country and no one's talking about it. And so
Well,
my passion really is to go out and to instill hope, in these kids and provide them with a place where they can go and live and drug-free, sex-free, to finish out their schooling, and then really show them that, there is something different out there, that if they want to start their own business, to be able to give them the skills and the talents, and the resources, both financially and, skill-wise, to be able to do that. Because, all of us have situations that potentially we could face discrimination, but, to be able to say I own my own business, and if you don't want to do business with me because I'm gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgendered or black or female or whatever the case is, to empower young people so that they can say that's fine, I can own my own business if I want and not ever have to go into the workplace, and those kinds of things is really sort of the reason that I started this whole thing.
Very empowering.
Very, yeah, and it really touches me. I mean, I was a high school teacher and saw a lot of youth that, it really became almost a mission that to take some of those under my wing that I felt needed just that extra support, that guidance. Working in a very huge high school, they come and go and really flow through your classes, but you really find your success internally, or, get that feel-good, fuzzy feeling when you can look at one that you've had some little impact to make them be either successful or get over a challenge or a barrier. And bullying and all of the details that you mentioned are some of the challenges that are facing our youth today. So, I mean, I'm really excited to hear about your foundation and how you've really tried to make an impact in the community. Okay, so thinking about the 5 keys of success, and I know you really briefly went over them. Both Heidi and I have created a contribution area to our businesses. I have ads for a cause, where a percentage of any ad purchased for the show here or in the journal goes straight to a charity. And then Heidi has created Credit Cares, which is based on supporting nonprofits and their e-commerce needs. If thinking about your 5 keys, how would you give us some suggestions to support our initiatives through what you're doing, and how do you use it to support your foundation?
Well,
I know that was
a long way to ask that question. I use plans both in my incomplete marketing systems as well as in the foundation because, again, it is the foundation, right? So when I talk about planning, I'm not necessarily talking about a business plan. I'm talking about a marketing plan. I'm talking about having, a 90-day plan and a 12-month plan so that you're not throwing mud on the wall, right? If you have some direction in your business and your foundation and in your giving so that you know where you're headed, it makes a huge, huge difference. The leveraging piece really is about how do you do this in a way that is not exhausting for you, so you're the only one doing things, right? It doesn't work that way. You can't be effective. You can't affect the amount of lives that you want to affect and make the amount of money for your cause if you're the only one. If you're burning the candle at both ends, pretty soon it burns out. As a matter of fact, it burns out faster burning it at both ends than it does from just one end. So it's about duplicating yourself, right, and having systems and things in place, technology, people, those kinds of things. The action really comes into play, and again, so many people, I think, in business, and especially when we talk about nonprofits and these causes that we feel so strongly about, we think about it all the time, but we don't necessarily put that to action, right? Our brain is running all the time. And so for me, this is all about what I call massive, focused, directed action. It's about what are you accomplishing every day toward that goal? What are you completing that's moving you toward the plan? That you've already set up. So you talked about measuring a little bit ago. One of the big things that we do in everything that I do is measure. thinking about what's next, right? Because if you're not thinking about what's the next thing, right? What's the next thing I need to be doing? What's the next big event I'm going to host? What's the next big fundraiser I'm going to be doing? What's the next person that I can talk to, the next contact I can make for the organization? Then, we get into everything that's happening now, and quite frankly, it's so easy to get tied up in the minutia of what we do every day that sometimes the next thing just never happens. While concentrating on what you're doing now, because let's face it, if you're not taking action now, if you're not doing something in the now, then the next can never happen. And then finally, the strategies and systems. Really, I talk so much about strategy and systems because it's key, right? So you asked me, why did you start the foundation? What is it? There's strategy behind that. There's a reason that I did it. There's a reason I did it the way I did it and how I'm, getting it going and moving it forward. Because there's an end date. There's an end, something I want to accomplish. There's a goal, not an end date, but a goal, right? There's a vision. There's a mission there, is a better word. So the strategy behind that, and then the systems makes your life so much easier because when we systemize, when we have checklists, and when we have things in place that happen automatically and manuals for, how, this is how we do things here sort of thing. Again, it's a business. So even if it's a nonprofit, if you treat it like a business, the strategy and systems all help you now to have the leverage, to take the right action, to be following your plan. And for everybody on your team, whether it's just you right now or whether you have, people with you in an office or whether you're virtual, really having those systems in place allows everybody to come in every day and really know where you're headed and where you're going instead of sort of, flopping around going, okay, what am I supposed to do today? So
I really love what you're saying because very often when I'm working with different organizations, I talk about their 12, 18-month, 24-month plan, their strategic plan, their development plan, and your system and what you're talking about really supports, especially in the nonprofit sector, looking at and actually taking action on their strategic plan. You talked about goals, you talked about timelines, and just having that visual picture of what that organization is about. I think your system would really support any nonprofit that needs to really assess and then tweak what their operations are doing. I'm liking that.
Well, really quickly here, we have every week or every show a tip of the show. And today's tip is society is in the we era, which means building community is paramount. How we support and have impact. 3 simple steps. Attract your audience with your passions, define your purpose, and intertwine business goals to build your following. Now is the time to build your business from your core, not theirs. Very interesting. Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back in about a minute with more Diane Conklin.
Hey, are you a small business owner like me who wants to make a charitable contribution and needs easy access to charitable giving sources that you can automate for your business for free? Then I invite you to visit www.credit-cares.com. They have charitable giving options using their innovative merchant platform that helps nonprofits raise money and helps merchants make contributions at no additional cost to them using the products and services of Electronic Commerce International. Our giving options are easy to set up for small business. So if you have a business entity, we can donate in your business name. Go to www.credit-cares.com and see how you can make a difference every day by doing what you already do. Go to www.credit-cares.com and fill out the form or call 855-782-2737 for more information on how your business can be a difference maker in your community.
The Philantrepreneur is dedicated to your success. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com and explore a wide range of services and resources. Register and join our community. Find benefits such as training, mentorships, and especially the interactive community. Receive the Philantrepreneur Journal, a nationally distributed bi-monthly digital publication serving everything Philantrepreneur. Do you want marketing exposure in the entrepreneur and nonprofit sectors and have community impact? Ads for a Cause, where 10% of your marketing funds go directly to a charity. Contact us today to place your ad. It's the best value around. In digital format, it's a great marketing tool to send, post, or share, exponentially increasing your reach in a professional publication, plus audio and or video formats available. Deadlines are on a rolling basis, so don't miss being included in the next publication. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com and click the Journal Marketing Ads tab today.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here with our guest, Diane Conklin of Complete Marketing Systems. So, Diane, on your company website, you map out several areas of support. One is social media. With growth of social enterprise and our Philantrepreneur philosophy, how vital and what role does social media play?
Well, social media, it's amazing, right, when you think about, it wasn't around just a few years ago, and now it's such a big part of what we do. But I think the important thing is not to overemphasize and only do social media marketing, right? It's one piece. It's a media. Remember, social media, just like the internet, is not a business. It's a media. And if you think of it that way, and you think of it as just one piece of your marketing strategy, which is why I'm so glad that you said it, one of the areas of support that we offer, it's one piece. It's an important piece, but the big question I always ask people is how much time are you spending? And I'm always amazed if people are real, there's really one of two answers. Either not enough, which means they're not doing anything, which is zero time on social media, or too much, which means they're spending hours every day, getting absorbed in, Facebook and commenting and that sort of thing. So, my philosophy is you should be able to do everything you need to do from a business perspective in all your social media in 27 minutes or less a day. And
wow.
So
okay.
Where'd you come up with 27?
You came up with 27.
Not 27.
Yeah, 27.
Well, see,
give us a background on this 27.
Okay. Well, so here's a great lesson for people, right? I'm a marketer. If I had said 30 minutes, it's a nice round number. But it's not as believable because it is that nice round number, right? 7 psychologically is the best number for getting attention and for selling. I could have said 29, which would odd numbers also work best. I could have used 29, but the 7 is a more effective number. So, it might take 32 minutes, it might take, 24 minutes, but that 27 number, see what happened? I said it and both of you were like, oh, right? It got your attention. And it's true.
You just proved your point.
Okay, but also let me just say this: it's also true. Okay, because as both of you mentioned, one of the things that's most important to me is this whole idea of being in integrity with what I'm doing, and so it is very true, and I can prove to you that you can do everything you need to do in less than 30 minutes every day with your social media and get all the benefits that you want, whether it's adding people to a fan page, getting people to move to your, offline to something, whatever it is inside of social media, you really can accomplish it in less than 30 minutes a day.
All right. I'm definitely going to start working on that. Okay.
Well,
so
I know.
for me, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to
get excited.
For me, with social media, I always kind of struggle with what to say. Our business, credit card processing. People don't go on social media for the most part looking for information about that particular thing. Maybe LinkedIn, but I always kind of struggle with the messaging, and I think Victoria was getting ready to ask you something about that. But that kind of always stops me. It freezes me from. I can put out what other people say. I love putting business quotes and other really great stuff that the other kind of content. But putting my own content in always kind of I don't know. I don't do it enough, and I don't do it properly, I don't think.
Yeah, because, see, I can hear it in your voice, Heidi. You think of it as selling. You think of it as you're pushing your thing, right? If you can change your mindset and think about it from the perspective of, I want to share great content. I want to give people tips. So the question I would ask you, because you asked the question, you get the specific answer, is are there 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 things that you know about credit card processing that people don't know, merchants don't know, business owners who have merchant accounts maybe don't know, that's costing them money, that's costing them chargebacks, that's costing them time? Okay, so there's your answer. If you go on and simply say, did you know you could, blah, you may be spending too much money with your credit card processor. Did you know one of the things to do to avoid chargebacks is, did you know that you should always have a signature on whatever those things are? And then simply at the end, you could have a link to your site where they can go to get more information. Because here's the key to everything marketing, whether it's social media or somewhere else, is if you provide me great content and you give me valuable information, I want more from you. I want to know more about what you're doing. I'll give you a quick example. People don't necessarily advertise web hosting on Facebook either, but I will tell you I've had some frustration this week with my host company, and I went on yesterday and said, who can recommend a company and tell me why? And so there's this whole dialogue going on right now, and several companies are coming up over and over again that are really good, and several companies are coming up over and over again that people are having issues with. So imagine now if you were the web host, so let's switch it. Let's say my issue had been with credit card processing. If you're there now and you can say to me, hey, you know what, I may have a solution for you. I know my company hasn't been listed here, but I would love to have a conversation with you and to provide you some different avenues that you might want to look at. Bingo.
Absolutely. It's all about teaching. I read, somewhere that you have to educate them first. Teach, show, ask, sell. And being a long-time career educator, I guess I love that aspect of what you're saying. That give them some content, teach them something, and then they'll want to know, more about you. I really am getting into that. Okay. Well, Diane, it has been great having you on the show. I mean, you always bring such valuable information and content. I mean, just Heidi and I just now learned something, and I think I need to go implement some of that. But for our listeners, because you have a wealth of knowledge, could you share the scope of your work and how you can help with marketing, and most importantly, where and how they can connect with you?
Yeah, the easiest way to find me is to go to the main website, which is CompleteMarketingSystems.com. That's the easiest way. And we really are a full-service, direct response marketing company. So if you have, we do a lot of things, but predominantly if you need marketing help either done for you or you're looking to invest in a home study system, we do coaching and consulting. But essentially there's sort of 5 areas that we specialize in. It's social media, which we just talked about, information marketing, so if you're developing how-to products, if you have any kind of business that you need marketing with, I have over 150 different industries in the last 15 years that we've done marketing with and for. We do a lot of direct mail work, and we also do event marketing and planning. So those are the sort of our 5 panels in the umbrella, if you will, or our 5 things that we do. And again, CompleteMarketingSystems.com is the website where it'll give you a lot more information, or feel free if you'd like to send an email, send it to info@CompleteMarketingSystems, and I'll be happy to answer any question that anybody has.
That is absolutely great. And just know, I've been on their website, listeners, and there is a lot of information that she has just free available to you. So go and explore her website. You'll get a lot of tips on marketing, and everything she does. And I know sometimes she gives live events, and she's a great presenter. Both Heidi and I have seen her present at a session in Arizona, and it was exciting. You know, how you made marketing exciting, which is something.
Tremendous energy and just a lot of fun, which makes it always great to go see a speaker like that and get the opportunity to engage with them on this level is even better.
Yep.
So it's been another great show. Would you like to be a guest with a great project to share? Are you a philantrepreneur? Drop us a note at thePhilantrepreneur.com. The 2014 schedule is filling fast, so reach out today. Visit www.thePhilantrepreneur.com and send us a note. Tune in with us next. Our next show is Wednesday, February the 19th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and we're going to have Dr. Rich Shetler. And Dr. Rich is an organizational troubleshooter. He helps people and organizations to achieve their full potential through simple to understand approaches that are easy to apply to be a better philantrepreneur. So it's been another great show, and this is Heidi Anderson and my co-host Victoria Boyd saying thank you for joining us and look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Philantrepreneur Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd. Get involved. Follow us on Facebook and other social media outlets. If you wish to share comments or suggestions or appear as a guest on our show, visit www.thephilantrepreneur.com. Contact Victoria Boyd. Email her at theboyd@thephilantrepreneur.com. The Philantrepreneur Radio Show is a production of and sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, a 501c3 tax-deductible organization.